Today we're going to compare the Uppababy Minu V2 and the Nuna Triv Next, two models that, though a bit different in terms of size, seat type, and other characteristics, I find in my conversations with patrons often compete to fulfill similar roles with regards to car-based living, urban use, or specific sorts of travel. So let's jump straight into it then, looking at the advantages and disadvantages of each model in turn, and focusing on their differences in terms of child comfort, ease of use, longevity, and driving characteristics, before ending by bringing in price and discussing under what conditions and uses one might make a better purchase over the other. And starting off with the Minu V2, the model clocks in at 7.6 kilos and folds down to 32 by 52 by 58 centimeters. It can take 22 kilos in the seat and a full 9 kilos in the underslung shopping basket. When it comes to child comfort, the Minu V2 seat doesn't have a wide range of reclined positions, but it does have an acceptably upright position in my opinion, and a reclined position that, though not fully flat, is still sufficient for napping. Size-wise, the model has a generous width of 34 centimeters, a sitting surface length of 80 centimeters, meaning the combination of the lengths of the backboard, baseboard, and leg rest, and a total longer length of 123 centimeters when also taking into account space beneath the canopy and the distance to the front frame mounted footrest, all of which means a good position for napping between 6 months and 2 years old. And, though head and leg support are a bit lacking after this when the seat is reclined, that larger length and good width also provide a lot of room for older toddlers sitting upright as well, all the way up until around 4 years old or so. As far as other aspects of the seat are concerned, the Minu V2 has soft, durable textiles, and the canopy has an extension section zipped into the back that gives the model decent sun coverage. Moving on to parent comfort, the Minu V2 has a non-adjustable handle height of 104 centimeters and a shopping basket that, in addition to being very weight capable, extends off the rear frame for easier access. Folding the model involves only one step, and when folded, the Minu V2 has both a handle and a shoulder strap that can be handy for situations like crowded public transport, for example, though in my opinion, the Minu V2 is a tad bulky to comfortably cart around slung from your shoulder for longer periods of time. As far as how the Minu V2 feels to use, it's sturdily built with thick bars, reinforced connection points, and good cross support, leaving little looseness to be felt in the chassis, and making it one of the most durable models of its size on the market. Looking at driving, the Minu V2 has good rear frame suspension and decent-sized rear wheels for a smaller model, though its front wheels are still essentially ultra-compact sized, a combination that allows for some degree of use over light, rougher terrain, such as gravel, dirt roads, broken sidewalks, and so on, but that means it will be a bit unpleasant if conditions are harder than this. That being said, good shock absorption from the rear frame and the model's sturdy build do protect the stroller from a lot of the wear that comes with bumpier conditions, allowing one to power through rougher places when you need to. Alright, moving on, the Triv Next is a bit heavier, at right under 9 kilos, and folds down to a larger and wider, though equally thick, 32 by 57.5 by 69 centimeters. It can take the same 22 kilos in the seat, but has only half the weight capacity, at 4.5 kilos, in its underslung shopping basket. Looking at child comfort, the Triv Next seat has advantages over the Minu V2 in being reversible, having a much flatter recline, and also having a more upright position. When it comes to seat size, the Triv Next is a little narrower than the Minu V2, at 31 centimeters, has a longer sitting surface of 96 centimeters, but a shorter total length of only 104. And in practical terms then, this means that the Triv Next's longer backboard and leg rest extend the age at which the reclined position will be comfortable for younger toddlers, beyond what is offered by the Minu V2. But the fact that the canopy is flush with the seat back, and also that there's a little less length between the baseboard and footrest, reduce total seat size for older toddlers towards the end of their stroller years. As far as other differences are concerned, the Triv Next textiles are also of decent quality, and unlike the Minu V2, provide added comfort in warmer climates due to a mesh window in the seat back beneath the seat liner. Sun coverage with the Triv Next is nearly identical to that offered by the Minu V2, at least as long as one is using both the sun flap and the extending section. When it comes to parent comfort, unlike the Minu V2, the Triv Next handle height is adjustable, with a range between 96 and 106 centimeters, while the shopping basket, despite being less weight capable and not extending off the rear frame, is more convenient to use overall in my opinion, as the model's higher positioned seat makes it more open. Looking at folding, I feel that the Triv Next two-step system is a little more satisfying than the Minu V2's one-step system, simply due to the placement of the folding activation mechanism at the center of the chassis, which provides a more intuitive transition from folding to carrying. The model doesn't have a shoulder strap like the Minu V2, but is still quite light and compact, and not really cumbersome to carry anyway, despite being a tad larger. As far as the feel of using the Triv Next goes, it's unfortunately more fragile feeling than the Minu V2, being quite lanky for its weight and bending and straining when driving. And as far as longevity is concerned then, the Triv Next is definitely the weaker of the two, being a bit too slight in its overall build to hold up to more than in and out of the car use and shorter trips, at least if you want it to hold up long term. Though it does have two advantages over the Minu V2 with regards to durability anyway, firstly in its simpler folding system, and secondly in the fact that it's a lot more terrain capable, due to having much larger wheels, which cushion the chassis more from bumpy ground, while of course also meaning that you can use the model over rougher stuff than the Minu V2 when you need to, including cobblestones and in harder off-road settings, at least to some extent. So which one of these should you get then? In my opinion, the Minu V2 has definite advantages for urban parents who want a small stroller but also need something that can handle all-day use over rougher sidewalks, a bit of park terrain, and the like. And it also has a slight advantage for air travel to rougher destinations, as, even though it doesn't conform to the IATA's cabin luggage guidelines, it's still a bit smaller and lighter, which can make the difference anyway for some airlines. And the fact that it can take Uppababy's full-sized overnight approved bassinet is also a bonus here. The Triv Next, by contrast, is generally the better choice for a car-based lifestyle in my opinion, as you don't need to fold the car seat adapters independently as an extra step when taking it in and out of the trunk. It provides that better terrain capability should your needs extend beyond what the Minu V2 can handle, such as going to farmers markets or taking a short stroll in a local nature preserve, and it of course also has a reversible seat, which in my experience is generally the key reason it's chosen over the Minu V2. There is a big price difference to take into account as well, with the Minu V2 selling for $450 and the Triv Next for around $700, and with better durability and after-sales support, the Minu V2 can be said to have an advantage from a manufacturing quality and longevity perspective. But that being said, both of these are excellent models in my opinion, and each may still be the better choice over the other, depending on the particularities of your needs. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please subscribe, as this sort of support really helps us to continue making videos in the future. If you'd like to know more about either of these models, we have standalone reviews that go into a lot more detail, and links have been added in the description. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description as well. Thank you.